Alright, hi. Today we are going to go through Smackdown vs. Raw 2009 featuring ECW, but we're also going to add a new feature to when I do gaming videos of wrestling. We're going to go through old magazines because, you know, it all adds to the nostalgic factor of everything these games have, so why not talk about old articles and read a bit, even though I don't have my glasses, so that should be fun. Whenever I have time, I'm going to try to get one of the roads done.
I've had more gold around my waist than almost anyone on the planet. But this time, you've got control. It's time to play the game.
And each time we play, I don't even know if I'll have time to finish this. It's Earth Day today, and I gotta help my daughter's school, do some cleanup. So, there's that. And this is the first game in the Smackdown and Raw series I've done where it actually has the HD kind of Raw Titantron going. And we actually get some new superstars in this game that are still on the current roster, which is nice. I mean, there were some in the other games too, but I don't know, I feel like this is kind of new. I found 2009, because I played it a bit, I erased all the data of what I had done on it, because I want to go through everything with you.
Triple H, you have an important match tonight against Edge and Mr. Kennedy. Do you feel confident?
Maria, do you know who I am?
You're Triple H.
Do you know what I do?
You wrestle?
And tonight, I get one step closer to the WWE Championship. If I were you, I would have done it, and not just talked about it.
Okay, we got a note. Edge interrupted my time running his mouth. If I can pin him tonight, I should be able to shut him up. Oh, that looks good in a square. Anyway, instead of the rectangular HD look, yeah. So dramatic.
Now that I have everybody's attention, I would just like to remind you that I weigh in tonight at 246 pounds. I hail from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. Kennedy!
Now he's gonna go to the turnbuckle and tell you again. Be able to do this fast Chris Benoit style elbow, or like a floor drop kick or whatever. That looks super good though. That looks really good.
Just being flashy won't win you the match, right?
Okay, so now it's triangle. That does the finish.
Oh man!
Looks like a pedigree.
The pedigree! The three!
I was gonna say, there's no way. There's no way. I can understand one pedigree.
The King of Kings is now poised to challenge for the WWE Championship.
So, while that's doing its thing, let's check out some of this. So it starts off with a nice page like that. Undertaker doing the dive. And then it has a nice Brock Lesnar Undertaker picture here. Forever immortal Undertaker. In the quarter century since he first arose at the 1990 Survivor Series, The Undertaker has gone from simply being a WWE superstar to a force of nature. His WrestleMania winning streak alone, 21 straight matches, is a towering feat that will never be equaled. He's the dead man, and his reign is eternal. Although his streak may have been broken, Undertaker's will to win is stronger than ever. He returned from defeat to forge an even greater and longer-lasting legacy. Oh, here's some classic stuff right here. This is him and Paul Bear. See that? So we got Dawn of the Dead Man. And in his early career, he was obviously managed by Paul Bear. At the 1990 Survivor Series, Undertaker rose up from the mist in unknown force. Okay, here's a legendary thing right here. Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels. Undertaker and HBK battle in the first Hell in a Cell match. Undertaker has cited this match as one of his personal favorites. So now we got Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at Bad Blood in 1997. In the first ever Hell in a Cell, Taker faced off against Shawn Michaels with a shot against Bret Hart at Survivor Series on the line, with HBK hanging off the structure as Undertaker ground his fingers into the steel, sending him through a table. Before the Dead Man could score the pinfall, Kane appeared in his debut, tearing the door off the cell. He tombstoned the Phenom, giving the showstopper the victory. Undertaker versus Kurt Angle versus The Rock in a triple threat match. This is Vengeance, and I think this is 2002, right? And here's a little picture of that. So he's attacking Kurt Angle in this picture. Undertaker versus Kurt Angle versus The Rock, a triple threat match at Vengeance in 2002. All three superstars were at the peak of their powers in 2002. And when they met in the ring, it was a collision of The Rock's showmanship, Angle's technical prowess, and Taker's raw brutality. The Rock had Angle laid out for the pinfall, and Undertaker almost was able to break it up, but the ref made the 3 count before the Phenom could grasp the victory. Okay, so bonus unlock. Pin edge for bonus conditions fulfilled. Unlock create a wrestler, or create a superstar move presets, set 3. Match of the year, eh? Am I in there? Am I in that?
Thanks for tuning in to Raw. We now have a new #1 contender in Triple H.
Let me get this straight. You challenge me and the Rated R Superstar to a handicap match tonight?
His own out there. Maybe he's bitten off more than he can chew.
Your 4-leg lock here.
Uh-oh. Talk about a hole you
Now
don't
in this
want
game
to
you have
find
the
yourself
option to
in.
just wrench
No
back.
kick.
And there's the elbow. But a quick
I
kick.
don't know how many of these I gotta give before I can get the victory here.
3.
Oh, just on time. High five to that. 'Cause I honestly thought he was gonna miss it. The cutscenes look really good. For what it was, anyway. Oh, we got Sledgy.
Nothing evens the odds like a sledgehammer.
Now you better run, you little bitches. Speaking of Edge, we got Donna the Dead Man is showing a picture of Edge here. So long before Undertaker snapped the streak, he made his bones facing the Dead Man in a violent, brutal Hell in a Cell match that pushed him right to the top of the WWE Elite. And that's true. Undertaker versus Edge at One Night Stand in 2008. And there's the picture again. He's giving the big boot to Edge's face. Both men savaged each other with a steel chair and fought off interference from a host of superstars to maintain control. Okay, we got Undertaker and Bret Hart. Oh my god, this just brings me back to the WWF Warzone video game. We have Bret Hart managed to defeat The Undertaker thanks to interference from guest referee Shawn Michaels. This would be the last pay-per-view match the two would ever have. MVP and Undertaker. So this said the Dead Man eliminates MVP in the 2000 Rumble. Undertaker was the first superstar to win this match. Sorry, it's black. From the number 30 slot. Okay. For all accomplishments, the Dead Man had never managed to win the 30-man showdown. Undertaker and Kurt Angle. So here we got Kurt Angle and the Dead Man face off for the World Heavyweight Championship. Taker would win the title the following year at WrestleMania. So this is Undertaker versus Kurt Angle, No Way Out 06. The next month, the two men met in Baltimore in an all-out classic that saw both superstars deliver their best moves, including Taker sending Angle through the timekeeper's table. Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in your house, 97. Here's a picture of that. Undertaker and Stone Cold had a number of battles during Austin's rise. This In Your House match was one of their best. Undertaker versus Mankind. So we got Undertaker and Mick Foley meet at King of the Ring in what many consider to be the most famous Hell in a Cell of all time. I'd have to say the three most famous, Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon, that was pretty intense when they're fighting on top. It was like a video game. But I'd say Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, Mankind and Undertaker, and that, was it Armageddon where there's 6 of them and Rikishi fell off? Those are the 3 most memorable for me. I can't really. Watching Taker toss Mankind off the top of the cell like a rag doll. The result was a victory for the Dead Man and a career high for both superstars. And honestly, that's when WCW knew they lost the bet. pictures now. We're gonna go back to Raw from a long time ago. We got The Undertaker versus Yokozuna. I like how this says theories on a dead man. Like, theory of a dead man, but there. So anyway, we are going to read more soon. Okay.
Triple H has the #1 contender spot, but the beating he took last week may hurt his chances.
Seems like only yesterday, you, me, and Randy, we were all one unit in Evolution.
That's history, Rick. And tonight will be historic.
Ooh.
Thank you for stopping by.
Now this band also sings that Hell Yeah song.
Right? That snake.
Yeah.
Randy,
Boom to the face.
I don't know.
Nice kid. We can put him out right away. There's
Left in the tank.
oh shit, here comes. Oh, that's why Edge has to interfere first. Okay, so we got a DQ. The worst spear in the WWE. That looked pretty cool though.
Pretty bad for Triple H.
Nice. We're back to working together like we're in Evolution again. This. At almost 7 feet, he's already taller than you. When he's got your arm and climbs to the top rope, it's like looking up at a skyscraper that's going to collapse right on your head. The only thing you can do is take the hit. In my opinion, there are plenty of other moves he could do to inflict damage, but he uses the old school to intimidate. He gets your arm and riles up the audience. They're shouting for it, and it's a mind game. He's screwing with you, and he's good at it. And you can see here, that was by Finlay. That's what Finlay had to say about it. And there's him giving the old school to Finlay, which is a great move. And the fact that Undertaker can balance on that rope, top rope, and just come down and wail on you is pretty amazing. All right, what it feels like to photograph the Undertaker. So this has come from a cameraman's perspective. I would look at him from a distance and compare him to everybody else. He was just a mountain of a man. It's better that he's so huge in terms of photography. I don't have to use camera trickery like shooting low to make him look big. That was Roger Erickson, photographer. So Undertaker forced Shawn Michaels into brief retirement in '98, and then in 2010, permanent retirement. What it feels like to earn the Undertaker's respect. And this is coming from Jeff Hart. Our ladder match for the then undisputed title on Raw was brutal. I took some really nasty bumps, but the adrenaline kept me amped. I also was pretty excited to be on the mic, because I haven't had a lot of mic time in my career. Calling the Undertaker back to the ring, I remember leaning against the ropes, all beat up. I always get goosebumps seeing it. After he raised my hands, I think that was one of the best moments I have ever had in the ring. Not only did I gain the Undertaker's respect, I gained more respect from the fans because I just wouldn't stay down. Now I would probably team with Randy Orton, as freaking Pat McAfee says.
That the King of Kings wants to get his hands on the 2 men who interfered in that match.
I've got a match. Last week, those two got what they deserved. I'm sure they'll get more of it tonight. But if you need someone to have your back, I've had it before.
Kennedy.
What a vicious chair shot. This is no disqualification, King. And
A
that's
good old
special.
spine buster there. Arn Anderson style.
There's nothing fancy about that.
Is that, you want a pedigree? Okay.
Steps up,
Might as well wear you guys both out right now.
the pedigree. 3.
There, just like that.
There it is. That's the match.
Okay. That's good.
Oh, no. King.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yo! RKO out of nowhere! So we got this now. Can't get enough incredible photos of Undertaker? Check out more than 100 never-before-seen shots of the Phenom on the WWE website. Brothers of Destruction, which... yeah. Okay, so next we got August 30th, 1998. At SummerSlam, Undertaker loses to Stone Cold Steve Austin in a match for the WWE Championship. During the match, Kane interferes, coming to Taker's aid. However, the Dead Man sends him away and faces Austin by himself. And there's a picture of that now. So April, there's more light reading this way actually. April 19th, 2001, after months of tag team domination, the brothers win their first tag team titles together, defeating Edge and Christian on Smackdown. Then on August 9th, 2001, Kane and Undertaker win the WCW World Tag Team titles by defeating Sean O'Haire and Chuck Palumbo on Smackdown. August 19th, 2001, they defeat Chris Kanyon and DDP to retain the WWE Tag titles and also win the WCW World Tag Team Championships. Okay, we're at the Royal Rumble. Not as tired as I used to be though. I do the exercise bike now. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful stage. April 22nd, so yeah. I lost, well, let's just say I was 250 pounds, and I'm down to 170, 175, somewhere in there. It fluctuates.
Hunter, maybe just for one night. But Evolution rides again. Just like old times.
Torque that. Torque it.
I don't know, King. Oh man, the pedigree's the way to do it. That's well,
I didn't think he was coming back in that one.
this one's over. Edge and Mr. Kennedy weren't so tough when the numbers were even. That was by no means a cakewalk for the winners, King.
This is a night to celebrate. Triple H, Randy Orton, Ric Flair, together again. Woo!
Copyrights for the Royal Rumble right there. We're all getting in the car with him. In Los Angeles, Undertaker pinned Superfly Snuka to kick off a streak that would last for 2 decades. Undertaker defeated King Kong Bundy at WrestleMania 95. King Kong Bundy was looking to add another 9-second victory to his WrestleMania record, while Undertaker was looking to extend his streak. Things did not go in Bundy's favor, despite nailing the Dead Man with an avalanche splash. It wasn't enough. And there you got. Now there is Bundy and Taker. He's going old school on Bundy. And we could probably get through the streak information on that magazine.
And what a night it was. From the looks of Triple H, Ric Flair, and Randy Orton, the after party was even better.
And with all this talk about bands being put back together, you and I should talk.
I never liked Evolution. Oh, we're facing Mr. Kennedy.
His opponent.
In this game, just get as many finishes as you can. You know that.
3.
Yeah.
That's it. The match is over. Well, enough alone. If he wants to get into the ring with Triple H and his sledgehammer, it's his funeral.
Undertaker defeated Edge at WrestleMania 2008. Edge believed he had what it took to end the streak, and he certainly came close, albeit with help from the Edgeheads, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. But the Dead Man trapped Edge in the Hell's Gate, forcing him to tap and surrender the World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman defeated The Undertaker. Okay, here we go. This is WrestleMania 2014. The quintessential "where were you" moment in WWE. Brock Lesnar conquered the seemingly unconquerable and ended the streak in one shocking moment.
We're back live with Monday Night Raw. Have you looked on WWE.com today, JR? The Diva search is back on.
You can't honestly be telling me you're going to side with Orton.
Funny. My ears were ringing. HBK, a reunited Evolution is what everyone is dying to see.
Evolution never would have existed without DX.
There's the clothesline. The submission is locked in. This could be huge. I think he's looking to finish off his opponent. The pedigree.
Alright, we got this.
Oh my gosh, it's over, JR.
Okay, today we are going to be doing Smackdown vs. Raw 2009 for the PlayStation 2. This is the back of the cover. Here, I'll put the light down a bit so you can see it. Okay, now this specific one I got from DJ's Collectibles here in town. Now this specific game came with 2 booklets, instruction booklets. And on the back we have WWE Legends of WrestleMania. That is the game that came out around the same time as this. So these 2 games kind of go together, and I'm pretty sure you can import wrestlers from 2009 into Legends of Wrestling. That is why 2009 does not have Legends. It also comes with Unlock 5 bonus superstars. Now we're not going to use the cheat codes because we are actually going to go through the game. For reading, we're going to go through the rest, eventually the rest, of Undertaker. 25 years of the Dead Man. And actually, I got this cool light now. This light's going to change everything. So we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota today.
And Triple H is being pulled in 2 different directions.
I want to get the win myself here, just to show Randy I'm the King of Kings. Triple H and Randy Orton versus Paul London and Brian Kendrick. In this game, you gotta get
Busted three! I don't believe with the same outcome. Triple H's team gets the victory.
Oh, that spy missed. We're leaving on a cliffhanger here.
We've seen in the last few weeks that Triple H has a tough decision to make.
You can't be blind, Triple H. Orton manipulated Batista last week to get involved.
So we got some good pictures here. Undertaker's greatest comebacks. The Dead Man is a mysterious specter who comes and goes from WWE as he pleases. The $1 Million Man brought the imposter Undertaker to WWE in 1994. Ironically, DiBiase introduced the real Dead Man in 1990. So here we have some... And then the other picture says at Survivor Series, Taker battled for the right to get his hands on Paul Bearer. It was the first time Bearer had betrayed the Dead Man in the 6 years they had been together. So now we got Triple H versus Shelton Benjamin.
I'm unstoppable. I came from the bottom to the hood.
And there's the submission. There might not be anyone.
There it is.
3.
Oh, we got it.
I go out to eat. I don't hear smoking or non-smoking. I hear DX or Evolution.
I'm assuming No Way Out's next. So could be wrong, but page we're on now. So Undertaker went up against Kane at WrestleMania. The Big Red Monster was the first superstar to face the Dead Man more than once at the show of shows. So this is WrestleMania 2004 now. Mr. McMahon had done the impossible at Survivor Series in 2003 by burying Undertaker alive and eliminating him from WWE forever. But beginning at the Royal Rumble, signs of the Dead Man's imminent return began to appear, as supernatural signals appeared everywhere. Kane headed into WrestleMania prepared to face his brother. At the show of shows, Undertaker did indeed to appear, having shed his American badass look in favor of the return of the classic Dead Man. Yeah, that's one of my favorite times. Now we have a split off here, 4 different pictures, okay? Not sure how good you can see it. It looks like you can see them pretty clearly with this camera. Okay, so we got Judgment Day 2000. Now this is one I remember the most because I remember Undertaker came back with his American badass look. And we've never seen anything like that from the Undertaker. Riding a motorcycle, he had Kid Rock, he had, yeah, it was amazing. In the fall of 1999, Undertaker disappeared from television for nearly 1 year. But at Judgment Day in 2000, he made an unexpected comeback during the match between Triple H and The Rock. Now this was a 60-minute Iron Man match with Shawn Michaels as a guest referee. As DX and the McMahon clan took to the ring to ensure victory for the game, a lone figure rode to the ring on a motorcycle. WWE Universe was shocked to discover the rider was none other than the radically reinvented Taker. The Dead Man was gone, entered the American Badass. Let's see what that No Way Out stage looks like. Oh, that's a beautiful stage, man.
This is No Way Out, ladies and gentlemen, with the announcement on Raw that Triple H is going to be the guest ref Who knows what's going to happen?
Triple H, I'm sure you realize Evolution is where you belong. HBK is only using you to get to the WWE Championship. I'm sure Evolution is trying to buy your favor, Triple H. You're smarter than that. All I'm asking is that you be smart in the match and do the right thing.
The match is in my hands. If I want to reform D-Generation X, I should make sure Shawn wins. If I want to be part of Evolution again, Randy should win.
Randy Orton versus Shawn Michaels. Triple H as a guest referee. Is the fact that
This could be it. Sure seemed to me like he had the ref in his pocket. The WWE board.
So I'm handing Shawn Michaels the World Heavyweight Championship.
I doubt HBK had anything to do with it.
The Brothers of Destruction reunited on Raw 1000 to clean house. The last time they faced each other, Kane buried Undertaker alive. In February 2014, Undertaker returned to Raw to answer Brock Lesnar's WrestleMania challenge. He had not been seen in WWE in nearly a year. Now this is Raw in 2014. Brock Lesnar had been given an open challenge by the Authority, the freedom to choose his opponent at WrestleMania 30. However, Paul Heyman told the Authority and the WWE Universe that his client wasn't interested in open challenge. He was interested in conquering history. Statement made, the two prepared to leave the ring. That's when the bell tolled, and the arena lit up with fire. Entered the dead man to answer Lesnar's claim. He wanted to conquer history and was standing right in front of him. This is Raw from 2014. The dead man arrives on Raw to intimidate Brock Lesnar. Appearing inside a seemingly empty casket and clearing the ring, the psychological game has long been a part of the dead man's in-ring repertoire. Hello, Trump.
Hot off the heels of No Way Out, this is Raw. Shawn Michaels is our new
And what if you're in the
WWE champion.
ballroom?
As you may have heard, there's a new WWE champion. But what you may not know is that the band is back together.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
We're the best. Better than the Four Horsemen.
Better.
Oh, that's a big
Better
claim.
than the Nation of Domination.
Believe it, brother.
I don't know, that was a pretty good
How
group
about
of guys.
Extreme Expose?
You got me there.
Evolution will succeed without you, Triple H.
There's nothing to stop. A hard crown. What a vicious.
No way. Admit it, Hunter. I'm faster, stronger, and smarter than you've ever been.
Well, did you see this coming?
You're right.
Visions of the Dead Man right here. So I just want you to take a closer look at all the different ring gear he's had over the years. We got like the classic Dead Man. We got the pre-Phenom Lord of Darkness. We got the Phenom when he was in the Corporation. We got the American Badass. We got Big Evil. And then Return of the Dead Man and the Last Outlaw. Okay, I like those titles. Okay, so Dead Man Rising, Visions of the Dead Man. Over the years, The Undertaker has taken many forms, more drawn from WWE's most creative minds. Western Mortician, that was the 1994 phase of Undertaker. So it got straight out of a nightmare, and the Phenom arose. And actually, I like that one a lot. So here's the Mortician style. Yeah, we all know the Mortician style. And then we got Original Dead Man, 94 to 96. Death's Face for the New Generation. So that's Death's Face for the New Generation right there. And then over here, we got Lord of Darkness, which is 96 to 98. Meet the Master of the Brood. So the Master of the Brood is this Undertaker. Right here. So after the Master of the Brood, we got Ministry of Darkness. Okay, that's the one I was talking about. Ministry of Darkness, 1999, ready to rule all of WWE. This is definitely one of my most memorable versions of The Undertaker right here. Then we got American Badass 2000 and 2001, a new take on the old Taker. Of course, we got the American Badass version when he came back at Judgment Day in that 60-minute Iron Man match. And then we got Big Evil 2002 to 2003, Undertaker at his most lethal. And actually he had a slower, he always had a slow theme song, but Dead Man Walking. Return of the Dead Man 2004 to 2011, sometimes the old ways are best. So now we got this one. And then, of course, we got The Last Outlaw, 2012 to present, a legendary look for a legend. So that is the final look of the Taker right there. So this says, the WWE Universe pays homage to Undertaker as he walks out for his match at WrestleMania 29. This would prove to be his final win of the infamous streak, the Dead Man Eternal. With no more worlds left to conquer, Undertaker has left behind a trail of defeated opponents, vanquished challengers, and shattered records, and he still has plenty of fight left.
Last week, DX painted both the town and Evolution green. DX may be laughing now, JR, but he who laughs last laughs best.
Here's the match. We got DX of Triple H and Shawn Michaels versus Evolution. We got Orton, Batista, and Flair.
And there's an elbow on the WWE title. What a... Oh, man! 3! And there it is!
Better get ready. Bow to the masters. That's a brace, little man.
Dead Men Tell No Tales. Legends and superstars alike weigh in on what it's like to face off against The Undertaker. Undertaker has an aura about him. When you see him, whether it's from far away or up close, it just lets you know that he's not the only leader of the locker room. He's almost the father backstage. I'm confident in my work. I've been doing this for years. I feel like when I go out there, all eyes are on me, and I feel like I'm better than everyone. And if I were to be standing across from Undertaker in the ring, literally just the entrance would almost make me ask, am I actually good enough to be standing across from him? That's the aura and pressure that he gives off. That's coming from Dolph Ziggler, the show-off.
And we have a big show for you tonight. Randy Orton and Triple H will square off to see who the #1 contender is.
I said, are you ready? I've got a match tonight. And on the foregone conclusion that I'm gonna win, I will become the #1 contender.
If I nail the pedigree on him 3 times, I don't think I'll have to worry about him again. But we got Triple H versus Randy Orton in a singles match, #1 contender for the WWE Championship. Give Orton the pedigree 3 times is the condition for this matchup.
Over the past few
Just to play it safe, we're gonna stick.
There it is! The pedigree! And here he goes!
There it is.
There's that.
We're gonna end it with the signature. We already did 3 pedigrees.
Wait, 1. He's a 3 count away from a pinfall. 3.
There you go.
That's it. The top Triple H has earned the top contender spot for the WWE Championship.
So let's get back into this Undertaker magazine here. What do we got now? During my first time in WWE, he was pretty much in my face every night, just making me better. I came back from matches and tried to go to the side because I knew he'd be waiting for me. But no matter which way I went, he'd magically appear. He'd sit me down and chew me out for about 15 to 20 minutes every single night, and God bless him, he made me so much better. There are so many things he taught me, but one of the best things I learned was in-ring cardio. That's coming from Paul White, the Big Show. We used to call him Cool Hand Luke, because nothing ever bothered him. He is what I aspire to be in this business. There's nobody more dedicated. He's one of the few guys who has transcended the business. He became a household name just by doing what he does every single night in the ring. And speaking of which, being in the ring with him is kind of an odd combination. On the one hand, he's this guy you have to look up to in order to look in the eye. He's a big human being, 300 pounds or so. But on the other hand, he moves like Shawn Michaels. He's agile, he's got mobility, his hands are quick. There aren't a lot of big guys who have quickness like that. It can be daunting because you're dealing with a guy who can do anything at any time. That's Triple H. Okay, bonus unlock. Give Orton the pedigree 3 times, conditions fulfilled. So we got DX entrance, which means the music, video, and animation. You now have access to the DX music and entrance video. And if you're not down with that, congratulations.
Thank you for joining us on Raw. We have some huge news. The main event at WrestleMania this weekend will feature Shawn Michaels and Triple H with the WWE Championship on the line.
Are there any questions?
Yes. This is for the game. Do you think DX can survive this match?
That's a good question. The answer is yes. It seems no matter how much we beat each other up, we can't get rid of each other.
But Evolution is going to put both of you through a table and prove DX is overrated.
This looks like bad news. Man, what an impact! That'll keep you down for a while. Good God! The human body was never meant to... Well, there it is. That's
Now, we're going to WrestleMania. Easily become
These
a
two
tables
compete
match.
for the
Because this table
WWE
is a press
Championship in 6 days.
Here's what we're on now for Undertaker's magazine. His presence in a well-lit room is the same as it is when the lights go out in the arena and the gong hits. Most guys you meet, you kind of measure yourself up to them. As a colleague, when I met Undertaker, I didn't measure myself up to him. And there will never be another Undertaker, and no one should make an attempt to be. He's timeless. That's coming from Stardust. There's that beautiful WrestleMania stage. Wow. Even that looks better than the arenas of today.
This is WrestleMania. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Good old JR, Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler, pleased to greet you live from the biggest spectacle of the year.
I can feel the electricity in the air. Or is that the static electricity coming off that gigantic cowboy hat of yours, JR?
Very funny, King. We have an amazing night of WWE action here, which is sure to be highlighted by the WWE Championship match pitting champion Shawn Michaels against his DX teammate, Triple H. Let's take a look at how this contest came about. Randy Orton and Ric Flair were trying to reunite Evolution. HBK came back and expressed a desire to reform DX. As guest referee at No Way Out, Triple H named HBK the new WWE champion, and in doing so, brought back D-Generation X. With Triple H as #1 contender, the two held a DX press conference that degenerated into a tables match. Now these two friends go at it officially for the WWE Championship.
Triple H versus Shawn Michaels single match for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
Once again, WWE Champion.
There we go. Shawn Michaels putting the belt around my waist. Look at that. DX is still a family, still a band. There you go. Then we got the confetti coming down. It's a big party. Oh, is it going with the sweet chin music? You just never know. So here we go. That's this page. Undertaker set a new standard in a different way. When you're a guy my size, you better be able to work in that ring. Watching him, it was hard to believe he was almost 7 feet tall and 300 pounds. From a personal standpoint, working with him was nothing but a pleasure. I had some of my best matches ever with him. We're two very different personalities. He's quiet, I'm loud. I'm not his style, but he never worried about it or discussed it. We both just wanted to have a good match. I think from a wrestling standpoint, you can certainly put him among the greatest. I've been in the ring with him, and I've seen him display his ability with me. As someone who's been in the ring with him, I feel comfortable putting him in that category. That's coming from Shawn Michaels. You don't come to WWE and hang around for 25 years at the top level and not do the right things. He does a lot of the right things all the time. I remember when I first came to WWE and stepped into the ring with him, They would dim the lights, and all the people would throw their lighters up and would forget half of the stuff that was fixing to go on. It was just an overwhelming experience. He's definitely made his mark on the business as far as being top draw, a top character, and one of the top big men ever to get in the ring. And that's coming from Stone Cold Steve Austin, because it has a really cool picture. No Way Out, 2005. The Dead Man came to the ring confident and assured at No Way Out in 2005. Taker's defeat of Luther Reigns that night set the stage for his rivalry with Randy Orton at WrestleMania 21. Got bonus unlock. Triple H's scenario is completed. Conditions fulfilled. DX outfits, Triple H/HBK. DX wouldn't be complete without their unique ring attire. You could select it for both Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Congratulations. So I want to be... I worked my ass on locking her, so let's beat her. ECW... Oh, why not? Okay, we're gonna go to the ECW arena. Well, she sings her own.
I love it. Slapping the snot right out of him. Each competitor has talked a lot of trash about the other. That's what it takes to hold their own in battle.
Oh, there we go. This is her signature right here. There we go. We gotta do the finisher one more time.
One, two, three. If there wasn't enough left in the tank to kick out of the pit. That's a tough loss for sure. But if you don't have what it takes.
So now we're back to playing WWE Smackdown versus Raw 2009. All right, we are going to let Randy Orton win. So this way we do the Evolution storyline now.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. Now we're going to be with Evolution.
Randy Orton retains the WWE Championship.
Hell in a Cell. It's simple. 2 men or more are locked inside a cage and only one comes out. Though many other superstars have made their bones inside this hellish structure, Undertaker helped etch its permanent place in WWE history. His time in the cell bore witness to the debut of Kane, the savaging of Triple H, and the near total devastation of mankind. The devil can have hell, but the cell belongs to the dead man. Essential match, Undertaker versus Mankind, King of the Ring, 1998. Then we got Inferno match. When you hear the goal of this stipulation, you're almost inclined to think it's a joke. 2 superstars meet in a ring surrounded by a wall of flame. When one superstar sets the other on fire, the match is over. It's proved the perfect forum for Undertaker to face his demonic brother Kane. The match has proven so evil that it has only been attempted 4 times in WWE history. Essential match, Taker versus Kane, Unforgiven in Your House in 1998.
Hot off the heels of No Way Out, this is Raw. Randy Orton is still WWE Champion, and he has a new ally.
What I did at No Way Out was what I needed to do.
Batista's more muscles than brain.
They may have been reached here. What a vicious shot with the knee.
In 2010, just a few years before his untimely passing, Paul Bearer sat down with WWE Magazine to discuss the streak, the urn, and the enduring power of The Undertaker. What's it like to stand ringside during an Undertaker match at WrestleMania? For me, it was a dream come true. I was in the wrestling business 15 years before I started managing Undertaker, and nothing could compare to working in WWE. I wanted to be in the wrestling business since I was a kid, so it's just like that song, Over the Rainbow, because I was certainly living over the rainbow. Once and for all, can you finally tell us what was inside the urn? The power of The Undertaker. Hapa. Bearer had last managed Undertaker in 2010 before turning on him to set up a buried alive match between the Dead Man and Kane. He passed on March 5th, 2013.
Evolution is officially back together.
I know you said you didn't want any help tonight with HBK, and that's fine. Just know that I'll be nearby in case you need a hand, partner.
We got Triple H versus Shawn Michaels in a singles match.
A hard right hand, knocking his opponent to the pedigree. A count of 2, and the referee's hand was coming down for the 3. Well, like HBK by himself.
Uh-oh, here comes the sweet shit. Here's the next page. Portraits of the Dead Man, a collection of some of the most creative and eye-catching ways WWE has tried to capture its most larger-than-life superstar. Rest in peace, and Undertaker. Shadows of Fog 2008, for a special issue devoted solely to posters of WWE's biggest superstars, WWE's artist devised this image that shrouded the Dead Man in mystery. Then we got the second one.
He's definitely stepping into the middle of an Oklahoma tornado.
You know, I can guarantee victory for you at WrestleMania. What if we made it a triple threat? Adding me to the mix.
Why would we do that?
Randy, you wanted me back in Evolution so you could be protected. Now you are. At WrestleMania, I get to punish the showstopper, and you get the pin. This is exactly why you recruited me, isn't it?
I'm not so sure about this.
Okay, that's fine. If you lose at WrestleMania, don't say I didn't offer.
Okay, Triple H. You've got a deal.
Randy's only looking out for himself and his championship. But he can't outthink the cerebral assassin.
Triple H and Randy Orton, Evolution versus Shawn Michaels and Cody Rhodes.
The playing field has been leveled tonight. Evolution no longer has the numbers advantage. Sweet pin music. That's a toe tapper, all right. 2, 3. That's it.
There.
The match is over.
We turned on Orton.
Who could have imagined that? I learned long ago never to guess what the game is going to do next. But
this right here is all advertising. We're not going to read that. That's just to tell you, Topics Media Lab Production for inquiries, call this number. But we got the biggest moments of 2015, all in one issue. The Year in Photos, Social Collector's Edition. Who do we got there? We got Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. WrestleMania 2010, Shawn Michaels wanted to know if he could dance with the Dead Man. And in finding out, he nearly lost everything. Shawn Michaels' match with Taker at WrestleMania would mark the final time he would compete in a WWE ring until he had another match where it was Brothers of Destruction versus DX, I think, in Saudi Arabia. Last page. Might as well go through the rest of them now. So this one says, non-televised event in 2009, the Dead Man holds the World Heavyweight Championship. And then there is the back of the book. And of course, that's the front. That's the cover right there. So we got this. So it starts off like this. Got this. And now, oh my goodness, now we got this. That's what that one looks like. And now this is the final piece right here.
And now the main event at WrestleMania is a triple threat match.
And it's been decided that I have to punish you.
I need to conserve my strength. I should try beating Batista in under 2.5 minutes.
Oh man, the pedigree's the way to do it, that's for sure. I wouldn't like to be in Triple H's shoes right now. 3.
Yes, we did it. We beat him under the...
An animal like you deserves to run free, not to be under anyone's control. Randy, I suggest you spend some quality time with the WWE Championship, because you sure as hell aren't going to be leaving WrestleMania with it.
Went under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Condition fulfilled. Evolution entrance, music, and video. Start your own evolution with the group's music and entrance video.
Let's take a look at how this contest came about. Triple Triple H was in line for a shot at the championship, but Edge and Mr. Kennedy kept getting in the way. Orton actually helped out the game, in part trying to persuade him to reunite Evolution. Triple H finally agreed, turning down Shawn Michaels' offer to bring DX back together. It was apparently a ploy by the game to get closer to the champion and insert himself into this WrestleMania main event. Which of these 3 future Hall of Famers will emerge victorious?
Final match, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship title.
Yes, JR. Triple H is once again WWE champion. What a match, JR. That'll go down in the history books as a classic. Ship towards the new champion.
Randy Orton wants in on the sportsmanship too. That's more than a little suspect.
I knew it. Okay.
Orton learned the hard way. You can't play mental chess with the cerebral assassin.
Triple H snares completed, condition fulfilled, playable Flair. Woo, Flair may be retired, but you can step into the ring as the greatest of all time.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Intercontinental Champion, Kofi Kingston.
Kingston is the first Jamaican-born superstar. Right height on that leg. Here it comes! 1, 2.
Oh, he kicked out again.
Actually dangerous mindset, man. If you're 2, 3.
Yeah, finally, high five.
All 0.
High five.
Here is your winner.
Hey, we are doing Smackdown versus Raw 2009. Now we just finished with this magazine, The Undertaker 25 Years of a Dead Man, and now we're going for the Pro Wrestling Illustrated November 2021 edition. And yeah, we're gonna read through this one next. Okay, so we did Triple H so far. We still got CM Punk, Undertaker, John Cena, Chris Jericho, and the tag team of Mysterio and Batista. We're gonna start CM Punk's today.
I don't drink, and I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. My addiction is wrestling. With no toxins and no distractions, I've been able to make an impact in world wrestling entertainment. I welcome the bumps on my road to WrestleMania.
Welcome to ECW. We've officially begun the road to WrestleMania. I'm Joey Styles, seated next to ECW icon Taz.
What a night we have planned, Joey. It's gonna be off the hook.
2 of the best young superstars in sports entertainment squaring off.
Yeah, that's definitely a classic. We got CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy in a singles match here on ECW.
On the way to the ring, from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing in at 225 pounds, Jeff Hardy.
This could be it.
3.
Whether you like it or not, there's the match right there. That was one heck of a match.
All right, here we go. This here, PWI podcast, informative, lively, controversial. It's free. Pages of your favorite wrestling magazine come to life as PWI writers Al Castle and Brian Solomon host Pro Wrestling Illustrated presents the PWI podcast. Each week, Solomon and Castle interview top wrestling personalities or fellow PWI writers about the hottest topics in the sport. Their guests has already included Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, Will Ospreay, Becky Lynch. If our annual readers poll is any indication, a vast majority of wrestling fans have yet to witness a live grappling event since the onset of the pandemic. Until recently, I counted myself among them. On March 8th, 2020, I attended WWE's Elimination Chamber event in Philadelphia. Our collective understanding was that COVID-19 hadn't made its way to the East Coast. Of course, it certainly had arrived by then. Though a little uneasy, I opted to soak in what would be the last event for about 16 months, something I had no way of knowing at the time. Perhaps for the first time in a while, I hope you have as much fun as I did. Alright, that's Kevin McKelvey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is ECW. Tonight we get to see the ECW champion in action.
Tommy eats, sleeps, and breathes ECW, Joey. Kinda like me.
I doubt you're good enough to beat me again.
I'm standing right in front of you, if you feel lucky.
This is ECW. We solve disputes the extreme way. If you two want to go at it again, what about an Extreme Rules match tonight? I'll even give the winner a shot at my ECW championship at the Royal Rumble.
If I really want to get extreme in this match, I should try to put Jeff Hardy through a table. Here we have it. CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy, ECW Extreme Rules match. Condition, put Jeff Hardy through a table and win for a bonus.
Smile. Now that, we're getting extreme now. Right. Don't you think it's a bit strange that Tommy...
To get serious here.
Over the place. 3. I don't believe it. This one's over. I'm sure earning a shot at the ECW championship will help CM Punk's healing process.
Alright, so I gotta show you guys something. Olivia and I are in Scouts, and we created this beautiful birdhouse. It's a fall-themed birdhouse. Did I try to slow? We put a lot of time and work into this yesterday. Decided to show it. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I actually really like it. That's the other side. So yeah, I'm happy about this. This is our rainbow square. And look at that. Look who we got there. Danhausen. Where's Danhausen? A very nice but very evil Danhausen has found a surprisingly appropriate partner in PCO. He's not human. The two pulled off a shocking victory over the bouncers at Ring of Honor's Best in the World pay-per-view. In honor of that achievement, we sprinkled photos of Danhausen throughout this issue of PWI. Article right here. It's Chris Jericho's personal journal, which details every match in his career up to the point of publication. That's 2,722 bouts. RTW All Outfit. Play as CM Punk's alternate outfit in other game modes.
CM Punk and Jeff Hardy have tangled the last 2 weeks, but tonight they're teaming up.
I got a little banged up after our Extreme Rules match last week. If we want to beat these guys, we should probably limit my ring time.
CM Punk and Jeff Hardy versus Elijah Burke and John Morrison.
Elijah Burke and John Morrison.
Gone two fearsome competitors. Match last week. DDT. 3. The referee is calling for the bell. The match is over. They're nearly unstoppable. That was not the case tonight.
I want to use a gun beside me. Looks like. Different sections of it. Church of Joshi, live streamed via Twitch with select episodes offered on YouTube. Church of Joshi showcases riveting bouts featuring the best and brightest stars of women's wrestling in Japan. Singer-songwriter Poppy has earned a lot of fans. While the tracks on this EP may include elements that fit well entrance themes and montages, only a small niche might find the full embrace of tracks worthy of heavy rotation. Now we're going to do some of this page here. Here's a list of the top 10 wrestlers related items you've been talking about lately in our gut reactions to each. For all his complaints about contemporary WWE booking, it's oddly fitting that Punk's MMA debut had a dusty finish. WWE names the New Day as the greatest tag team ever. The Hardys were a close second, falling short of the top spot due to Matt Hardy's inability to play the trombone and Jeff's aversion to pancakes.
This non-title match, combined with facing CM Punk at the Royal Rumble, marks a pretty busy week for Tommy Dreamer.
I want you in my corner tonight to watch my back.
You know you and I have a championship match in a few days, right? All right, okay. You're lucky you're an ECW legend.
I don't care if you beat us last week. You aren't deserving of a shot at the ECW championship.
I can both help Tommy and shut these guys up at the same time and make sure Dreamer beats Elijah Burt. So we got Tommy Dreamer with CM Punk in his corner versus Elijah Burt with John Morrison in his corner.
And he strikes the opponent with a quick jumps and knocks his opponent down with a drop kick. What the? Morrison enters the ring and strikes Dreamer.
A tactical retreat doesn't mean this thing's over, Joey.
Punk might have been thinking about doing something there.
Then why didn't he? If the champ gives you an advantage, you got to take it.
We're just going to read this last little section. That'll be it for today. Center Ring with Brian Sullivan. My first Kappa assignment was for the Volume 18, 2007 issue of Inside Wrestling. A feature called That's Candice, Not Candy Ass. I explained how Candice Michelle was going to be the next Trish Stratus. Needless to say, my powers of prediction left something to be desired. Favorite wrestling match ever? Harley Race versus Ric Flair, Starrcade, 83.
Where the ECW championship is on the line.
I hear it's going to be an Extreme Rules match.
This is the big time, Punk. Give it everything you got. You're good. But we're about to find out if you can go extreme with me, the innovator of violence.
Already fighting for the gold. Look at that.
Morrison's interference. The Anaconda Vice. He's choking the life out of his opponent.
Have fun, we got it.
CM Punk has captured the ECW championship. We have medical personnel out.
Today, Olivia and I earned our first badges at Scouts today, the tree planting badge. So I'm pretty stoked about that. We gotta read some more of this. That's what this page looks like. After wearing down his opponent's, Coughlin ultimately employs his coup de grace, the Boston Crab, a maneuver that he considers the absolute submission defeat. Eager to put his talents on display for fans and competitors alike, Coughlin has issued an open challenge to the strong roster. That call has already been answered by the likes of PJ Black, Josh Alexander, and others.
There's always a risk in Extreme Rules matches, Taz. You know that. But it was a great contest.
I am sick and tired of this happening time after time. You people love Extreme Rules matches? Well, I'll tell you what, it takes a huge toll on us. It's the single reason I had to retire.
When a superstar is injured, it's bad for business, and my family doesn't like that. Thanks to Taz's concerns, I'm hereby abolishing extreme matches.
Oh, come on.
Effective last week. That means CM Punk's win at Royal Rumble is negated.
What, that's it? Sorry, CM, no more title? You're too extreme for ECW?
When did you turn state's evidence anyway, partner?
This page right here. Capping his remarkable 32-year career, battling fires throughout the San Francisco Bay Area and the California countryside, Barreto recently retired from the San Francisco Fire Department. He created his in-ring alter ego 25 years ago, motivated by his childhood admiration for lucha heroes. He initially kept his identity under wraps from his fellow firefighters. I was maybe a little embarrassed to tell them. As he recalled, I hid the first couple months of my training. I slowly started showing guys my mask and outfit. Some guys would rib me about it, but eventually they started coming out and seeing my matches.
And tonight, we start a tournament to decide the next ECW champion.
CM Punk versus John Morrison singles match.
Whoa, what a drop kick! A swift kick. He's choking the life out of his opponent.
There you go.
At least he's earning it the right way. That's what the four remaining superstars are trying to do to get to the ECW championship.
We're going to read this interesting little column right here. In an alternate universe where Vince McMahon never existed, there's no denying we'd all be missing out on some good stuff.
These are some big matches tonight, no doubt. CM Punk versus Elijah Burke may very well blow the roof off of this arena.
I'll heal. Focus on your match.
Yeah, round 2 of the tournament for a championship I never lost.
You're rightfully ECW champion, no matter what Stephanie or anyone else says. Go out there and be extreme by any means necessary.
Tommy wants me to get extreme. Sounds like a plan to me. I don't care who has a problem with it. Tonight we got CM Punk versus Elijah Burke in a singles match. The condition here is to turn this into an Extreme Rules match.
And Punk was stripped of the title, which leads us to this moment here tonight.
Just remember, we're going to get disqualified, but that's part of the storyline here.
Crown a new champion. He's putting... I'm not... Just like that, CM Punk is out of the tournament.
CM Punk needs to learn to play ball here, Styles.
The pages we are going to be reading over the next couple sits here. Jimmy Uso is in trouble again. According to TMZ Sports, Uso was pulled over by officers on July 5th at 10:35 p.m. after running a red light while traveling at 50 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone in Pensacola, Florida. That's Roman Reigns hometown. Uso's breath test registered at .202 and .205, which is more than double the legal limit of .08 in that state. He admitted to drinking beer before driving. Uso was charged with a DUI misdemeanor and spent the night in prison. Sadly, Uso has a history of alcohol-related incidents. Dating back to 2011, he was arrested twice in 2019 alone, getting involved in an altercation with police in February of that year and later pleading no contest. He was also arrested that July, but found not guilty. Uso's arrest came at a sensitive time for WWE, as the 34-year-old star was involved in the hottest storyline in wrestling. Jimmy had been filling in for twin brother Jey Uso as Universal Champion Roman Reigns' right-hand man on Smackdown.
Tonight, we culminate our tournament by crowning a new ECW champion.
It'd be nice to have some fresh blood wearing the gold, Joey.
I will usher in a new era. Not of extreme, but of the Elijah experience. I'm a champion you can be proud of. Not some frail has-been like Tommy Dreamer, or a greasy wannabe rebel like CM Punk. I'm a true paragon of virtue.
Holy.
That's why it's called ECW, fans. And Taz, don't forget it.
CM Punk just won the tournament finals.
Malachi Black, formerly known as Aleister Black in WWE, made a memorable debut on a special Road Rager edition of AEW Dynamite, precisely because no one was expecting him to appear. Apparently Black, who was released by WWE in June, didn't have the company's standard 90-day no-compete clause, which added to the element of surprise. A congratulations also goes out to Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, whose groundbreaking main event at WrestleMania 37 earned them an award for Best WWE Moment at ESPN's ESPY Awards in New York City. Both women were flashing the biggest smiles you've ever seen.
What a night we have, partner.
That's right, Styles. We should have the finals of the ECW Championship Tournament tonight with no interruptions this time. Stephanie wants to keep you busy tonight so you don't get involved in the ECW Championship match. So, I got you a match against none other
Getting flattened by Big Daddy V is not in my best interest. I should beat him as quickly as possible. Let's say in less than 2.5 minutes. CM Punk versus Big Daddy V singles match. Condition: defeat Big Daddy V in less than 2.5 minutes for a bonus.
From Harlem, New York, weighing 487 pounds, Big Daddy V.
So we're at No Way Out tonight.
Think before you act. Jeff Hardy for the vacant. There it is, the Anaconda Vice. He's choking the life.
High five, we did it. Okay.
He picked up a big win here at No Way Out.
Alright, so we're going to finish this little page. We got all the red column right here to do. WWE was correct to allow Jimmy Uso to perform on the Smackdown broadcast immediately following his arrest, because he should be given the benefit of the doubt as the facts are sorted out, but given Uso's track record, it's likely he has an alcohol problem. Perhaps it isn't necessary for Uso to lose his job or be suspended for him to seek appropriate treatment. Well, looky here, we got a bonus unlock. Beat Big Daddy V in less than 2.5 minutes. Awarded bonus. Conditions fulfilled. We got playable Layla. Raw Zone Layla is now unlocked and playable.
We got a new champion, baby, and I'm proud to say it's Elijah Burke. Where's the title?
Don't you have it? I thought you were going to present it to me.
Guys, calm down.
What the hell are you doing with my ECW championship?
Yours, Elijah? I don't remember anyone beating me before.
Especially a Trick Williams.
How about we find out who the real ECW champion is? Right now, in a last man standing match.
A no DQ match where the only way to win is to beat your opponent so badly that they are unable to get up before the referee counts to 10. Submissions and pinfalls are not victory conditions for this match.
Got that thing. Getting his revenge here tonight. Can Punk keep Burke down? Not a lot of options here. It's tap or stick.
And there's the go to sleep. Knee to the temple.
Look at this. No fear on the face of this superstar. Taz, what are you? My partner's left the booth.
And game the Taz mission applied here.
What the hell?
Punk's always getting screwed.
It's over.
Elijah Burke has won this impromptu last man standing match.
It's called Quick Count. Count me among the 60 million Americans who struggle with insomnia each year. I tried everything from medication to dietary changes to relaxation techniques, and nothing has worked. It may be time for the last resort, watching all 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. If that can't put me to sleep, nothing will. Now close your eyes and enjoy this sleep-inspired edition of Quick Count. Snooze Fest. This is by Al Castle. Snooze Fest. Seriously, could Raw be any more boring these days? Well, not as actively bad as a year ago, when Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio were literally trying to pluck each other's eyeballs out. There's just not a lot to get excited over on WWE's Monday Night flagship.
ECW is here live and about to explode. I'm Joey Styles, but I'm really not sure who my broadcast colleague is anymore.
I'm a man with ECW's best interest at heart, Joey.
Tonight's main event features 3 men trying to become the #1 contender in a triple threat match.
You see, you and I have both held it, but only one of us truly respects it.
I still have a bone or two to pick with John Morrison. I should aim to beat him in tonight's triple threat. Tonight we got CM Punk versus Big Daddy V versus John Morrison in a triple threat match. The condition is defeat Morrison for a bonus.
He almost took his opponent's head off with that Larry. He's got to get it. The Tuesday night is the Anaconda Vice. He's choking the
I got him before he could even hit me.
I don't expect you to understand what I did last week, Styles, but Elijah Burke does not need any help to defend the championship.
A Appearing on Bischoff's podcast, Hall disclosed that it was the straight-laced WCW color commentator who first came up with the faction's name, and also the idea of giving Hall a traditional entrance during his first Monday Nitro appearance. He was like, no, he doesn't work for us. He's got to come from the crowd, Hall said. I remember that from Larry's contribution, and it worked out to be kind of crucial. Bonus unlock. If player defeats Morrison, earn bonus. Condition fulfilled. Locker room fight location. Take the fight to the locker room in this new unlocked location. Congratulations.
Will CM Punk regain the championship that was so unceremoniously stripped from him weeks ago? And will Taz show extreme bias?
Meanwhile, I'm the paragon of virtue. You might as well allow you to show up.
So tonight we got CM Punk versus Elijah Burke in a singles match for the ECW Championship.
Punk go to WrestleMania as the ECW champion. There it is, the Anaconda Vice. He's choking the referee. I imagine Elijah Burke didn't expect his reign to be over so quickly, but those are the breaks.
This is the page we're reading now. Unlike a lot of people who are heavy into old school wrestling, I also happen to love and follow today's professional wrestling very closely. I wouldn't be writing this magazine if I didn't. I try not to get too lost in nostalgia and fall into that trap of things were better way back when, because often that's just not true. Wrestling has always been in a state of flux, even way back when. In fact, people are often surprised when I tell them that most must-see weekly wrestling these days is AEW Dynamite. However, one aspect that does get the old school fan in me up in arms and turns me into that grumpy critic on the couch is the officiating. Refereeing in general is a thankless job I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, but in AEW it seems at times like the officials don't even exist.
I love this time of year. We still don't know what awaits ECW's new champion at the big event.
I have a few ideas, Styles, but you don't really need to know that because you're basically a tool.
I'm nowhere near 100%, but you can handle yourself.
Tonight we got CM Punk with Tommy Dreamer in his corner versus John Morrison in an ECW singles match. There you go, we're going for a superplex.
The opponent from the top turnbuckle. And he's choking the life out of his opponent. Morrison's hopes for a championship match may have been extinguished.
You need retirement a little bit more than I do. You know what? Maybe a few suplexes on an injured midsection. You know, that would do the trick.
That sounds like a great match for WrestleMania. And Taz, since your team made the challenge, I'll let Punk's team pick the stipulation.
And of course now, we're going to pick Extreme Rules. Gone are the days of Tommy Young getting into shoving matches with Ric Flair, or fans screaming at the ref for the blatant rule breaking he keeps missing because he's looking the wrong way.
Let's look at how all of this came about. CM Punk captured the ECW championship from Tommy Dreamer at the Royal Rumble, unfortunately injuring the former champion. As a result, Stephanie McMahon abolished extreme matches and held up the ECW championship. Instead of accepting this, Punk went out of his way to ruin the tournament. This drew the ire of former ECW champion Taz, who aligned with Elijah Burke and challenged Punk and Dreamer to a match tonight. But Punk and Dreamer choose the stipulation. Which side will win? We'll find out tonight. Unfortunately, my colleague whined to Stephanie McMahon to take me off announce duties, so Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler will call this ECW match.
I was doing extreme matches before you could even spell the word.
We got CM Punk and Tommy Dreamer versus Taz and Elijah Burke. ECW Extreme Rules tag match.
What a combination! You just don't know what's coming next. I think he's got some even... He just bounces opponent's head right off the announce table.
Bye-bye.
You and me in the same match for my ECW championship.
Buckley goes. We know championship. This is old school. And there's the go to sleep. Reclaim the championship. He lost just 3. Well, that Anaconda Vice is a heck of a way to do it. Well, there are 2 WrestleMania wins in one night for CM Punk. Those 2 have great respect for one another, and the fans have great respect for them.
Bonus unlock. CM Punk's scenario is completed, condition fulfilled. Playable Taz. Play as the human suplex machine in other game modes. Congratulations. So we got a first blood match. Taz versus Festus.
Look out! Here it comes! These superstars are... A hard right hand, knocking his opponent down. And what a slobber knocker jacking punch! This is his chance. And there's the... Look at this! He smashed his opponent's head straight into those steel steps.
Alright, tonight we got Layla versus Maria in a singles match at Unforgiven.
And the neck breaker connects. Look at that! Oh, up to the opponent. You want to find yourself in. Expect the tenacity of each and every WWE superstar. 2, 3. Tap out to this very hole. Oh man, that was a sick landing from that. There's the pin. 1, 2, 3. That's it. The match is over.
We gotta do Mysterio and Batista today.
You may need some help along the way. And maybe not.
Hey, we're on Smackdown. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love that setup. The stage looks tremendous.
Welcome to Friday Night Smackdown. We're officially getting started on the road to WrestleMania. This is Michael Cole, and sitting beside me is Jonathan Coachman, the animal himself, Batista, followed by Rey Mysterio, both in singles action.
Batista versus The Miz in a singles match.
The Miz! Batista!
This could do it. Is giving Batista bomb.
Look at that. His face is right in his nutsack.
In your body. What? He's going for the pin. This could be it. The animal might be the most dominant force on SmackDown. Ray showed one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions that he can make it on his own. Here comes Morris's partner. It's Cole. Last week we saw 2 of the biggest superstars in the WWE join forces again. Tonight they go up against another solid tag team in what should be a great contest.
A SmackDown tag match with Rey Mysterio and Batista versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
At a combined weight of 430 pounds,
Edgehead.
the team of Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder.
Staggering the opponent.
Come on, come on, come on. He's apart. Up here. Oh,
Tonight.
oh, actually, you know, he's in red, actually.
Closer to their revenge. Flying forearm. Batista bomb. 3.
There we go.
I don't believe it. This one's over. But they might be unstoppable this time around. The
Mysterio Batista locomotive is gaining speed, and I can't think of a single force that can slow it down.
After you bozos get a dose of reality and find out you can't compete, you'll be out of here.
Rey Mysterio and Batista versus Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction, in a tag team match. We had the Rock there, here and there, but this was the Undertaker's best decade, I'd say. The Undertaker only got better as the years went, which is crazy. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, his body's getting older, you know, and he could go better now at this point in time than he could when he was, you know, in his younger years. The graphics in this game are top notch. I gotta give it that. I love watching it just for the graphics. Look how badass that is. That's so cool. Oh, is he gonna do the hat removal? Oh man, that's so cool.
Body off that slam.
You know,
And that's a stiff kick.
you have a massive. When was the last time you saw something like?
Forearms into the opponent.
Yeah, we beat the Brothers of Destruction.
Mysterio and Batista have looked good and have earned a shot to regain the WWE Tag Team Championship tonight. But it'll take a little more than good to get the job done.
We still owe Morrison for that chair shot a few weeks back. He should be the one who gets beaten tonight. We've already won the ECW Championship with CM Punk. It's good to know how to get to.
Sending the opponent crashing to the ground. What a kick that!
What a huge Batista bomb!
Three!
There we go.
The match is over. That's all she wrote.
That's all.
Rey Mysterio and the Animal are once again the WWE Tag Team Champions.
Bonus unlock. If Morrison is the one defeated, players get a bonus condition fulfilled. What kind of a sound effect is that for fireworks?
The best from all three brands are hungry for their opportunity, and who can blame them? Let's not keep them waiting.
Please choose a ball to get your place in the Royal Rumble match.
27.
29. I'll definitely be seeing you in the ring.
Raise. Now we really didn't have much going on. Alright, that's me. Here we go. Come on, we can do it in one go. Yes, we got the Miz out. Let's get Ray out of here. Sorry, Ray. Goodbye. Come on, go, go, go. You got it. Okay, it's down to me and Triple H now.
But in blood and heart and soul to get to this moment. But which one's going to come out on top?
He sees his chance. He's going for it.
A brutal
Okay, Triple H is in the red now. Let's see if we can get him out of the ring. Yeah, we won the Royal Rumble. High five!
All good things must come to an end. Performance, the Animal is headed to the main event at WrestleMania with a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. Welcome to Friday Night Smackdown. I'm Michael Cole, joined by Jonathan Coachman. The dust from the Royal Rumble is finally settling, and its effects on Smackdown are huge.
Mysterio and Batista have looked unbeatable thus far, but can they put individual aspirations aside and work as a team?
So tonight on SmackDown, we got Rey Mysterio teaming with Batista, facing off against The Miz and John Morrison for the WWE Tag Team Championships.
His opponent a piece of his mind. They may be good for these shooters.
Batista bomb.
Alright, we got them taken care of.
Every victory, these two may be more destined for a collision course with one another. I'll tell you what, Cole, I can feel the temperature rising already, and this show's just getting started.
We've got the best of Raw taking on the best of SmackDown in a six-man tag team match. We'll find out soon enough who's representing SmackDown.
We'll start with you both joining me in tonight's SmackDown vs. Raw six-man tag match. After that, let's just say, you owe me.
I want you to know this is a big inter-promotional match. Raw wants revenge after a SmackDown superstar won the Royal Rumble.
Well, he did the run to the ring, so okay, I'll give it that. This is pretty good. Also put out on the PlayStation 3, Xbox, and Xbox One, I think. But away by how good this looks on a PlayStation 2. And PlayStation 2 looks phenomenal, don't get me wrong. Different than TV shows. Why you love that show, whatever. Wow, that was a fast match. I pinned him in like 3 seconds. We all have our relaxation techniques. And there's TV and then there's video games. Although I
WWE Tag Champs and Edge, they didn't exactly mix too well.
Edge dished out a spear last week. Well, maybe he's heard of an eye for an eye. He deserves a spear of his own tonight. In fact, make that 2. Alright, we got Rey Mysterio and Batista versus Edge and Big Daddy V.
I think he's through. Look at this. Lane. Over here. 3.
Stick a fork in it. This match is done.
Sure for Batista and Mysterio, no way out can't come soon enough.
There's a 2-for-1 as you just unlock the team of Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawk.
And with no way out a few days away, I bet the World Heavyweight Champions still got plenty of tricks up his sleeve.
I want to make sure you're ready, Ray, so I'm giving you a tune-up before your championship match against Edge.
Smackdown, Batista versus Rey Mysterio in a singles match.
Days before his title, the kick connects. This one's friend against friend. He's going for it. 3! And that's the match.
This is WWE, Michael. You've got to be prepared to compete against anyone at any time. I keep thinking about this World Heavyweight Championship match tonight. So much talent, so much bad blood. It should be great.
No disqualification means my tag team partner can come to the ring if he wants to.
No disqualification match for the World Championship. 3! Whether you like it or not, there's the match right there. Unbelievable.
I wonder if he'll be able to sleep tonight. I'm not too happy about him, Michael, and neither is Ed. But he's invoking his rematch clause tonight, so he should be wearing the belt again really soon.
I'm very happy to once again be your World Heavyweight Champion. I'd like to bring out my partner, the Animal, Batista.
We're partners. We're brothers. But remember, at WrestleMania, we go head-to-head for that title.
You can see the making.
Here it comes. Look out. What a huge
3! Hell out of me. I don't believe it. This one's over. Tag matches or singles contests, that's a big win. He's just beat the Rated R Superstar twice in 1 week. Talk about being red hot.
But we don't know who's in it.
It is weird, partner, but I'm sure we'll find out soon.
I like the idea of you two going at it at WrestleMania. We're still a long ways off. And I'm the person who calls the shots around here. So Batista, if you want to keep your shot at WrestleMania, you'll have to win tonight in a triple threat match against Edge and Big Daddy V.
The Animal, Rey Mysterio has been granted. And there's the tackle. And here. 3! The referee's calling for the bell. The match is over. Once again, I have no clue what you're talking about, Coach. Good night, folks. Sure seems like Stephanie McMahon is making life difficult for these two.
The Great Khali.
His chance. He's going for it. Kill.
Such power. All right, look at this. Into the 3! The match is over. That's all she wrote.
I still sense impending doom for these two.
Alright.
You believe the year's biggest event is mere 2 days away, Coach?
That doesn't mean anyone should discount tonight's show, though, Michael.
So tonight, you'll defend your titles against Kane and The Undertaker.
Wow, I don't think his opponent's getting up anytime soon. All good things.
Rey Mysterio and the Animal Batista go one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship.
This is easily the most anticipated match in recent memory, partner.
let's look at how the match came about. The fates determined Rey Mysterio and Batista would reunite as a team and eventually regain the WWE Tag Team titles. After one earned a title match by winning the Royal Rumble, Edge tried to drive a wedge between the two. His plans backfired, though, as Mysterio took his title at No Way Out. Stephanie McMahon herself threw near impossible odds at this team, but they survived, and tonight they faced their toughest challenge yet, a one-on-one match against each other for the World Heavyweight Championship.
May the best man win, Ray. I don't care which one of you takes the belt home tonight. As far as I'm concerned, you're just keeping it warm until I take back what's rightfully mine.
And there's a force.
Batista bomb. That'll break every bone in your body. One. Here's the pin.
Despite everything they've been through.
That's it. This one's done.
You put up one hell of a fight yourself, Ray. You got nothing to be ashamed of.
It's well deserved.
Thanks for joining us for WrestleMania, where the Animal Batista earned immortality on the grandest stage of them all.
Mysterio and Batista scenario is completed. Condition fulfilled. Playable Mr. McMahon, you've unlocked the boss. They said that you had no chance.
On the way to the ring, from San Diego, California, weighing 165 pounds, Rey Mysterio. The chairman of World Wrestling Entertainment, Mr. McMahon.
High risk move, JR.
You should probably give me a little more sense.
And there's the dude, it was so close to. You have him finished, and he springs back to life.